For the benefit of spectators that may not be terribly familiar with the sport of wrestling, I would like to suggest that you pick up a program, or if you already have one, turn to pages 2 and 3, where you will find an essay entitled Insights into Wrestling, or How to Watch a Wrestling Bout.
The first bout of the morning here at the University of Alberta Gymnasium, and it sees Canada's Steve Daniar fighting for a gold medal. Now, Daniar is wearing the red, he's the bearded gentleman, against Kartar Singh of India. Singh is in the blue. Round 1 is just underway. If Daniar beats Singh, he has the silver medal, and later this morning he will face Picos of Australia for the gold, and only he's in tough against Kartar Singh.
It's not his last match, Scott, but it's certainly his most important match. If he gets through this one against Singh of India, he's well on his way to winning the final. He'll have to meet Picos later from Australia, but this is the more important of the two matches.
The heavy 90-kilo class. Daniar right now is 2-0. And a win here would make him 3-0. But Kartar Singh, as Oli has mentioned, will provide his toughest competition, as most of the Indians have done so far, for our Canadian wrestlers.
They're just stalking right here, Scott, looking for a shot to take. There's Singh, he takes the first action. Daniar counters beautifully and goes behind, so he picks up 1 point.
A single point for a takedown with control. As we have told you before, there are 2 ways to win a wrestling bout, Oli. One is by pins, the other is by points.
Whoa, little imbalance on Steve's part, and Singh comes on top. Got a little bit complacent there in his technique. Relaxed just for a second, and Singh reversed him to come on top for that 1 point.
So the score now should be tied at 1. But Daniar has picked up 2 points there. Obviously, he rolled Singh over onto his back during the exchange, and now the score is 3-1 with 1 minute and 46 seconds left to go in round number 1. Steve Daniar of Canada fighting for a silver medal. Last night, Canadians won 3 medals. George Ganowski in 48 kilos won at least the silver. He'll meet Kumar of India tonight for the gold. Takahashi of Canada, the gold in 48 kilos, and Bob Gibbons of Canada, the gold in super heavyweight, 100 kilos and over.
Look at, he's putting good pressure on him here. He's keeping the offense going at all times. I think he's going to try to tire Singh early in the first round here. There's that caution we expected. Daniar has a good tactic of keeping lots of pressure on his opponent and either scoring that takedown or drawing a caution. There he gets it, 1 point. Singh was passive, and he loses a point for it.
4-1 then for Steve Daniar, as we are close to the last minute of round number 1. Daniar is 23 years old from Thunder Bay, where he is a car salesman.
Scott, the techniques change as we get into the higher weight divisions. As you notice, the lightweights shoot legs most often in their takedowns. As we get into the bigger boys, Steve here at 198, they're mostly upper body wrestlers. And there was a nice little shot. He just rolled Singh by, lowered him to the mat for the takedown. Steve's objective here, of course, is to roll Singh from a chest down position over with his back exposed to the mat and working toward that pin.
40 seconds remaining in round number 1.
No action on the bottom, so they stand him up and force him to do more takedown work.
Daniar is wearing the red, Singh is wearing the blue, and Singh gets behind there, but he doesn't show control. Now he does. That's worth a single point.
Nice cross ankle pick. That's a unique move for a heavyweight to be doing, 198 pounds. But Singh had good action on that, reached across and tripped Steve's ankle and drove over him and put him down onto the mat.
5-2 the score with 20 seconds remaining.
Daniar's solid on the bottom. He's not going to be rolled. I think he's just going to, that's right, he'll ride it on the bottom. The official will stand them up, no activity. They're given about 15 or 20 seconds on the ground to attempt to roll the man over. If nothing happens, they'll stand him up into this takedown position.
And there is the end of round number 1. Steve Daniar of Canada has a 5-2 lead.
Score at the end of the first round, Daniar 5, Singh 2. I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that Steve Daniar wrestled at the Montreal Olympics at 100 kilograms and is now wrestling at 90.
Okay. Round number 2 of a 90-kilo bout. This is Canada's Steve Daniar wearing the red. He's the bearded gentleman against Kartar Singh of India, and this is a silver medal match for Steve Daniar. If he beats Singh, he will have at least the silver medal, and later this morning he will face Picos of Australia for the gold. A 90-kilo match. Steve Daniar, as we start the second round, leads 5-2, but only as we thought. Singh is providing the most competition for him in this class.
We think this will be Steve's hardest match. Singh from India here is the more experienced of the 2 remaining opponents for Steve in this weight division, 198 pounds. Daniar's doing a nice job. He's controlling the match here. He's initiating most of the action, so he's doing just fine with a comfortable 5-2 lead.
Well, so far, Canadians are assured of at least 3 medals, 2 of those gold, Takahashi in 48 kilos and Bob Gibbons in 100 kilos and over, and George Ganowski is assured of at least the silver and possibly the gold tonight in 48 kilos when he faces Kumar of India.
Steve's being warned here for passivity. He has to get on the offense a little bit more. He's riding on that lead he's got. So I think we'll see Steve initiate a little more attack in the later part of this round here, just to stay out of trouble in that caution category. Daniar, he burst onto the national scene in 1976, defeating Big Claude Pilon from Ottawa for that Olympic berth. And ever since then, he's dominated the 198-pound division in Canada.
Daniar is 23 years old from Thunder Bay, where he is a car salesman. So far here, he is 2-0. And as we have mentioned, if he beats Singh this morning, he will have at least a silver medal. Now, Singh has just been cautioned for the second time, and that's serious because, as we have told you before, if a wrestler receives 3 cautions, he is ejected from the bout. So the pressure is on Singh here now. He must wrestle.
Out of bounds. Singh's just charging now, trying to stay in the race. If he gets cautioned again and the officials feel that he's passive, he's going to be eliminated from the match. So Steve's strategy here should be continual offense. Try to put Singh into a defensive posture and draw that 3rd caution to eliminate him.
6-2 the score with 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go here in the second round. And Daniar is well on his way to winning at least the silver medal in 90 kilos. Again, Daniar is wearing the red, the bearded gentleman. Singh tries to get behind for the single point.
He was awarded it. Daniar went down momentarily onto his knees, and that was enough to give Singh that 1-point takedown.
Well, Singh certainly is being the aggressor, just as he has to be with 2 cautions.
Yeah, he's got lots left, it looks like. He was a little bit slow in the start, but he is now taking the action to Steve. He's picked up 1 point in the second round here, which puts it at a 6-3. Daniar still leading.
So Singh has closed the gap to 3 points, and it could be a very interesting finish here in this bout.
We're seeing much more action in the heavyweight division this morning here, Scott, because of the temperature in the room is a little better for wrestling. They don't tire quite as quickly. Look at Singh. He's starting to pull away with it now. That's 2 in a row. Momentum is definitely in his favor now. Steve has to readjust his tactics and start getting onto the offense because he is starting to slide in terms of momentum.
So 6-4 the score now as Singh starts to come on. Singh, like many of the other Indian wrestlers, we don't know too much about.
They've been out of international competition since the Christchurch game, Scott. They weren't at the 7th. Oh, beautiful leg sweep. That's a rare treat for him there. They gave him 2 for that. Steve just kicked the legs right out from under Singh. Perfect timing, and dropped him onto his back and picks up a nice 2-point takedown.
8-4 then for Steve Daniar as he kind of takes some of the pressure off, and now he works on Singh, trying to turn him over onto his back.
He's been nursing that right knee a little bit, Scott. That might have something to do with his energy. Oh, he's got Singh in a lot of trouble here. He had him right exposed to the back. He gets an additional 2 points at the end there.
2 points for Steve Daniar then as the second round comes to an end, and he leads 10-4. this 90-kilo bout. This is Canada's Steve Daniar wearing the red. He is the bearded gentleman against Kartar Singh of India. Singh is wearing the blue. Now, this is a silver medal bout for Steve Daniar. If he beats Singh, he has at least the silver medal. And later this morning, he will face Picos of Australia for the gold. As we start round 3, Daniar has a substantial 6-point lead. The score is 10-4, and only he came on strong late in the second round.
Scored heavily toward the end of that third round. Looks like there's going to be a caution against Steve here. Yeah, the arm's up. Steve's not aggressive enough in the eyes of the officials, so he's going to receive 1-point penalty. He's got to get onto the offense.
Now, in the caution department, Singh of India has 2, so he has to wrestle, because as we've told you before, if a wrestler receives 3 cautions, he is ejected from the bout. So the pressure is on Singh to wrestle.
Daniar's in on the leg. That's not a very common technique for a heavyweight to be shooting. Most of the technique in the heavier division, this one being 198 pounds, most of the technique is upper body throws. But here's a nice single leg completion.
Daniar gets control for the single point.
Good action there. Nice smooth technique on Steve's part. He's a hard-working 198-pounder, very well conditioned. They call him the Lakehead Demolition Team, Steve Daniar from Thunder Bay, Ontario.
He's 23 years old, and in Thunder Bay, he is a car salesman. Only as we expected, the Indians are providing the most competition for our Canadian wrestlers here. And it's certainly true in this class, 90 kilos, where Singh is giving Daniar a pretty hard time.
He sure is. Daniar has one more match after this one. If he gets by Singh and beats him, he will have one more match, but this is the more important of the two.
Canada's Steve Daniar wearing the red against Singh of India. Daniar trying to get behind for the single point, but he can't, and Singh does, so Singh has the single. Now it's 11-6.
Yeah, Steve shot off
20
balance.
seconds to go.
Steve shot off balance there. He's initiating attack before he's composed. He has to set up before he shoots. Leave from a balanced position, penetrate deep. In that case, he shot before he was ready. Singh saw him coming and capitalized, picking up a counterpoint.
Steve Daniar of Canada is in good shape to win at least the silver medal and perhaps have an easy coast then to the gold later this morning when he faces Picos of Australia. That's if he gets by Singh. And right now it looks like he will, because the score is 11-6 with only 1 minute to go. And only we should mention the heat this morning. It's a bit cooler than it was yesterday, and that has to make for better wrestling.
We've seen a lot more action than we did last night in this heavyweight division, 198 pounds, and one of the main reasons is that it's cooler this evening. Steve has got himself backed up into the wall here. He's going to receive another caution point. That means both wrestlers have double cautions. A third one for either of them will throw them out. That's double jeopardy, it's called.
Well, we should see quite a finish then, because both wrestlers have to go all out. They have to prove to the referee they want to wrestle. No backing off.
Daniar's got a comfortable lead, 11-7, but if he does lose that next caution point, that'll knock him out of the match, so he has to stay on the offense throughout. This is an important strategy here, because Steve has to wrestle again in about an hour, and he may be pacing himself a little bit, trying to conserve some energy for that final match against Picos from Australia.
Singh just picks up the single point because he got behind to show he was in control. Now the score is 11-8. There are only 19 seconds to go, but don't count Singh out of this yet. Daniar is going to have to go all out here.
Let's see what he does. He may stall it out in hopes of not drawing that caution, or Steve might take one more offensive shot just to stay into it. Yeah, he should just sit on that leg and sit and ride it out.
Singh gets another single point for a takedown. Now it is 11-9.
Daniar's got it.
But the match is over. Well, just 1 second to go. Daniar will pick up the win. 11-9 for Steve Daniar over Singh of India. He wins at least the silver medal in this class, 90 kilos. And later this morning, he will face Picos of Australia for the gold. So Canada picks up its 4th medal in wrestling here. 2 of those gold, the other 2 are silver and can turn into gold. There is Steve Daniar, victorious in this 90 kilos bout over Kartar Singh of India. And only some pretty good strategy on the part of Steve Daniar.
Yeah, I think he used just as much energy as he had to for that match, because he realizes he's going to have a real physical, rugged match against Picos from Australia later. So he paced it just enough to win.
Steve Daniar of Canada picks up at least the silver medal in 90 kilos.